Hello, everyone, and welcome to What Can I Do with My Humanities Degree? Oh my God, I've been sitting down waiting for this moment for so long now. I'm here with my other host, Aishiba. Aishiba, where are you? I am Delissa McLean. I am a third year journalism student for those of you who do not know me. And with me is the lovely energy queen, Aishiba. And we're here to
me get introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aishiba Cornwall. I am so happy to be here today. It is What Can I Do with My Humanities Degree? And if you're here, and if you're hearing us, and if you're happy to be here, I'd love for you to just put some emojis in the chat right now so that we know that you're with us and we know that you're hearing us. So me, we looking at the chat now, You see the emoji coming in the chat yet? Hey.
We're ready for the energy. We have to kick it off right. That is, yeah, man. That may I talk about.
Definitely love to see it.
Ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. You could have asked that how long the year I wait.
Same here. So what are your expectations for this event? Let me hear it.
All right, so for everybody that's just tuning in, welcome again to What Can I Do with My Humanities Degree. I'm a second year integrated marketing communication student, and trust me, I love digital. I love what digital can do, and so I'm ready to learn from the amazing speakers that will be speaking with us today about how we can really and truly use our humanities and education degree for make big things happening in this world. Not even Jamaica, in the world. I am ready.
Ready, all right, great stuff. And for those of you guys who are on Twitter, so we have a Twitter nation right here. We want this hashtag to trend right now, and it's hashtag WCIDWMHD 2021. And that is, of course, what can I do with my humanities degree? So now head on over to Twitter right now and make sure say it trend. So now ready? Yes. No already. No already. All right.
So, and guess what, Delissa?
What?
Say it would not be a humanities and education event without a certain thing, right?
Girl, I already know what you're talking about, but make them know, because some of them don't know.
Hello, you have to guess it. It would not be a humanities and education event without what? Me wait for one person to say it in the chat. If you don't say it now, hey, somebody say it now, giveaways. You guessed it, free things are given over here. And guess what? Every single person here, you have a chance of winning amazing prizes today. And as we're talking about prizes, our sponsors today are us followed, and we have to hype them up and big them up because we could not have this event without them. And so we want to big up Soprano.
Want to big up Be Mindful Candles.
Gabby Glam.
June's 4B for life.
Digicel, I feel me sell all the time, every time.
Of course, I don't know. So we have Isis Spirit.
We have Transition for all of the good bag them.
And we have J Lace. And this is by our very own Carrie Macarep. Big up yourself, Daniel Fuller.
All the time, every time. We have T-shirt Doctor.
Yeah, girl. And we also have Beads of the Fae.
And AMJ Essential. This is all of them nice sponsors for the event. We love to see it. And everybody is in the chat going on. They're amazing. Everybody ready for the giveaways. Them. We love to see it. So how are we going to do this today, though? Because everybody have to walk with something.
Listen to me, girl. We can do it. Say, as much as we love give away the freeness, then we like to give away the freeness them equally. So we want to give everybody the opportunity to actually win something here today. So we especially encourage all the first year students, do not be afraid to participate in this giveaway. Allow claim your things them. We also want to encourage all the males in the house. So a lot of time they want to sit back and chill. But brethren, come on, man. We have to participate in this.
It's your time, man.
Yes. I will also want others from the WJC campus to also participate. Enough things are given, like we say, so let's get right to it. let's get to it. All right.
So we have the rules for this segment. And so before we actually start, we're gonna tell you the rules. All right. So you have to listen, you know. So if you want to win, you have to listen. Ready?
Yep.
All right. So the participants, first rule, you must raise your hand. All right. Yep. You must raise your hand, and you're only allowed to spin once.
One time.
One time, because everybody, we give everybody a chance to win something. And participants should look out for Shadea Francis and Ariana Johnson messaging you for your contact information to claim your prizes. All right? You ready to tell them what we do now, Delisa? We're ready to start.
It's easy. It's very simple. All you gotta do, you gotta just raise your hand. We're going to indicate to everybody, to our tech team, of course, after you've raised your hand. So in a start yet, you know, hey, no cheating in a started. When we start, if we raise on a hand, we want 12 participants. We raise on a hand, and then we have a chance to win something off of the wheel. All right, it's just as simple as that. All righty. So let me know if you're ready. When you're ready, I feel like someone ready.
Type in the chat if you're ready. We want to hear you say ready.
All righty, excited, Jesus. Okay. So we want 12 participants to raise your hands right now and just go feed a chance to win. Jesus, what I say? Oh my God, me never expect this. Me never expect this so soon.
Wow.
So we have, Aishiba, we have more than 12 participants.
Wait, hold on. We never said something, you know, Delisa. If you are on the Faculty of Humanities and Education Guild Committee, you cannot participate.
Guys want to know better than that. Come on.
You cannot participate. They're saying that not fair, no.
No, man. We want to give everybody else a chance to win. So, when you know team, when you don't know someone have everything else, but when you don't worry on yourself, we start on the out, all right? So let's do this again. Everybody go on the hand. We're going to do this again.
We're doing this again, so everybody has to hold your hand.
Committee members, I'm still know, I'm glad for the excitement, but no. We're going to give others the opportunity to actually participate. So let's do this quickly again, all right? So everybody done put them on the hand? All righty. When you're ready, Andrine. Okay, so we're going to do this again. So 12 participants, quickly. Members who are no members of the committee, please raise on a hand. For a free stuff, you know? So, come on. Okay, good stuff.
Great.
Right. So we have 14. Yes, Aishiba. So how are we going to do this? Are we going to do it according to the list going down and then on 14?
So yeah. Who is the first person you've seen on your end?
So I'm seeing Daniel Tavares.
Right.
Okay. So hi, Daniel. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to call the probe and then we'll do it again when it's time to spin. Is that okay? Just to acknowledge that first. So we have Daniel Tavares, we have Gabriel Brown, we have Tiana Samuels, we have Vashti Lewis. I hope I didn't butcher your name, Vashti. We have Deandra Harrison, we have Sherry Gay Johnson, we have Danine Johill, we have Shamel Sutherland, boy, I be a boasting name there. So we have Shantae Reed, we have Davine Smith, we have Candice Garwood, and we have Savannah McDonald. Unfortunately, there's one extra person who has, and that's Tamral Farrell. I don't know if we can probably work out something else, but we can only facilitate 12 people. All right. So I think, yeah, it would be Daniel's time to get a shot at the spinning.
I saw the wheel spin already, you know, but I'd love to know from our production team if Danielle will be receiving what we saw on the screen earlier or she will be respinning. So production team, please let me know so that we can let everybody know. All right, so we have to restart. So we're restarting. All right. Okay. So we're ready now.
Ready.
So Daniel, all right. It's your time to spin the wheel. is going round and round.
What
will Daniel receive today? Wow. Wow.
That's you. So she gets
crochet bathing suit, you know? From J-List, you know?
Hello, Christmas will come up. Bear Beach and say,
and the place open up, you know. Don't forget that part there. The place open up. So crochet bathing suit, it can wear.
Congratulations, Daniel, on winning your crochet bathing suit. Happy for you. All right, we're moving right along, right? So the next person would be Gabriel Brown.
Gabriel, your time to spin the wheel now. Let's go. Wheel of excitement is going around and round and round again. What will Gabriel get today? Lip gloss from Gabby Glam. Gabriel.
Listen, I always need our lip gloss. Big up yourself, girl. Big up.
Congratulations.
Yes. So Aishiba. The next person is Tiana Samuel.
Right along. But me I forgot to talk to production team after this because me feel like me want to win something too. But that's beyond the point. Tiana, it's your time to spin the wheel of excitement. Let's go. Of excitement is going round and round and round. What will Tiana get today? And it is a bonnet from June for the life. Watch bonnet. Watch niceness. By the way, today is Tiana Samuel's birthday. And guess what? She just won a bonnet from June's 4B Life. Happy birthday, Tiana, and congratulations.
Big up yourself, Tiana. Congratulations. That is a birthday gift from Humed. You can't say we never give you nothing. Big up yourself. All right. So next we have Aishiba. We have
Deandra. Is that Deandra Harrison?
Yes, I think you are correct. Right.
Right. So Deandra, your time to spin the wheel. Let's go. So we're spinning the wheel of excitement. Gearing up for the speaker to come. So we have the bag of excitement going on. And what will Deandra be getting today? Necklace from Beads of the Fair. Appear nice things I give away over. What can I do with my humanities degree, you know? Be nice things I give away.
I'm not even like, my low-key, I get jealous because I never know say them or something I don't give away.
Me, I got to talk to production after this, girl. So you can go on.
All right. So after, so Deandra just went, so now it would be Daniel Joel, if I'm not wrong. So
right.
Daniel, it is your turn. Let's see.
All right, so the wheel of excitement is spinning round and round. What will Daniel be getting? Wow. Blue light glasses from Soprano. Look here. Blue light blocking glasses are the thing right about now, you know. Me actually I wear one right about now, you know. Congratulations, Danine. You get things I give it over here, so I'm love to see it. And so we're moving right along with the next person. Who we have next coming up, Delisa?
We have Shamel Sutherland. Nice name, by the way. Love that. So we have Sutherland right now. So let's see where you're going.
Wheel of excitement is going round and round. Wow.
Listen, who know Nico Nathan?
I don't think they understand this prize, you know. I don't think they understand this prize. This is creative consultation with look here. Nico Nathan. Look here. Congratulations, Sutherland.
Big up yourself, Sutherland, for that winning that prize. And big up yourself also, Nico Nation. Moving right along, we have Shantae Reed. Shantae, we're ready for win right now. Let's see.
All right, so we're speaking. Christmas a come, birthday a come up. Place open up, beach a keep, one bag of things, goating out a keep. And guess what? So we're winning credit for today.
You better have flow, girl. You better have, if not, you can always give it to somebody else. I know I'm sure say hobby or somebody else would be glad for the credit. We can't be a bit too nosy right now. But congratulations, Shantae, on winning your credits. we always need credit. Moving quickly. Candice Garwood, Aishiba.
So Candice Garwood, your time for spin now, sis. So we're going with the wheel of excitement again with only a few more prizes to go along. What will Candice be winning today from our event? We're waiting. And it's Gabby Glam. We're gonna be glammed this Christmas, and we love to sit over here. Congratulations, Candice.
Right. Congratulations, Candice. And yes, participants, please reach out. Like we said before the game started, just reach out in the chats. Shadea will be there waiting for you to get your contact information. So you make sure you get your stuff them. Because when I just promise you the stuff them and make sure they get it. So please reach out in the chat. Everyone who has won, we've already made some note of it, but reach out in the chat, man, so that you can claim a prize. Great stuff. All right, so moving on to Savannah. Savannah, make it where you win. Aishiba, you know, can't if you set the mood. Hello, listen to me.
It's candles me use when I study at night time, you know, and candle I give it over what can I do with my humanities degree. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I feel away.
I can't even hide my display. Honestly, I can't hide it. Me I do it with my chest. Savannah, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Savannah.
Congratulations. All right, so who we have coming up next? We have to move it along. So who we have? Daveen. We have Daveen next. Is that right? Let me know if I'm right.
Did we have Daveen before? I can't remember.
Yeah, man. So it's Daveen.
No. Okay, so it's Daveen and then Sherry Gay.
All right, so let's go. So we're spinning the wheel of excitement. With only just a few prizes left. Let's see what Daveen will be getting. From Beach of the Fair. A nice thing I give away over here, Sam. I love to see it. Look here, Valista saying she feel away. I feel away too. I feel away, but congratulations on that nice little win a while ago. All right, Sherry Gay. Your time, you know.
Oh, yes, no.
Your time, you know. So ready for spin the wheel now.
Thank you. You should just tell me that.
We're going round and round.
So I'll talk back that you went so. Me never know about this.
No, man, Delisa, don't worry. We're definitely having a chat with our production team after this. But is that all? Congratulations, by the way. Tote bag giveaway, you know. Me see one more spin, so me can spin and get it.
Somebody was missing. Was somebody
missing?
I'm sure that we had 12 people. Probably someone lowered their hand. So that's probably what it was.
So the production team can let us know if we can get somebody else or so.
I see Vashti.
Hello. My hand was up, but I had some internet connection, so my hand went down.
Provide an update after that. But okay, and this is could you identify the person because I'm not seeing the name on.
So this is Vashti Lewis. And yeah, her hand is up. So production team waiting on you to get the go ahead to actually give Lewis the last prize on the wheel before we can go ahead and get into the exciting session.
Yes.
So waiting on. All right, so we are definitely giving Miss Lewis Digicel credit because Digicel a Fimisel. Congratulations. Yes. We want to thank you so much for participating. Enough nice things. Give away. We want big up with sponsors all the time, every time. We really, really do appreciate it. All right, so giveaway done, you know. Still, I got to talk to production about giveaways, but we are going into what we came here for. Isn't that right, Delisa?
That is correct, madam. That is correct. You know, so we can't have beer hypeness and niceness and things that give away without actually getting some content, some meat, substance. So at this time, we know we are just a wait for this nice lady who come to me right now. Aishiba, you have any idea who she is?
First of all, I know who she is. I've met her before. So I'm out here. I am out here saying that because she's an amazing lady and we are so excited for this speaker. It is going to be amazing. She do digital and them bugger things there in Delisa. But guess what? We need to know who she be. So we need to see her bio, don't it? So the people can know who she is.
We can't wait any longer. We cannot wait
at all. So run the bio production team and let's see our speaker for today.
Channeling her passion for digital, Kadia Francis launched the Digital Jamaica blog in 2018. 3 years on, and Digital Jamaica has blossomed into a full-fledged information exchange and knowledge-sharing hub to include a podcast, live show, and bi-monthly webinar, all focused on the growth and development of tech in Jamaica and the professionals in those spaces. The digital frontier is how the ordinary citizens of small island states can build legitimate online businesses with access to global markets. Kadia's mission is to future-proof Jamaicans through digital literacy, skills training, and the facilitation of access to crucial information. And so, in April 2020, the Digital Disruption Agency was born. Since then, she has trained over 3,000 Jamaicans and over 500 persons in the Caribbean, as well as developed specialty literacy and skills training programs for both private and public sector organizations. Kadia strongly believes in the power of tech to bring about radical economic self-sufficiency, especially for vulnerable groups, and to foster a more inclusive society. Kadia is a graduate of the University of Technology and holds an upper second class honors degree in law.
Wow. Look here, Delisa. Everybody in the chat section said it's giving quality. And trust me, when you do hear Kadia speak, you're gonna hear what? Quality.
Listen, listen, my dear, and I apologize to be sipping my water so often, but it's just that this event is just so I'm at the cool down. Right now, I'm so excited to have our guest speaker right now to come to us. I'm going to know the chat excited too. So audience, and just getting the stuff prepared to have her right now.
So we're welcoming Miss Kadia Francis to our virtual stage. Welcome, Kadia. How are you feeling?
I'm excited, and I'm even more excited by the production. You guys, full excitement over here.
Well, it is the Faculty of Humanities and Education, you know, I will just put that out there. Don't need to say anything else.
I can tell you that this is the first time I'm showing up to speak somewhere, even on big stages, and have this level of production. You guys have gone above and beyond. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for that, Kadia. Big up production team all the time, every time. And Kadia, we're leaving the stage to you. So take it away.
All right, it's good to see you again, Aishiba, guys. Digital Jamaica has adopted Aishiba into our community. So we're happy to see her in certain spaces. Welcome. Thank you guys for having me. I'm always excited to talk to young people about tech and what you can do in tech and what the possibilities are, because from where I'm sitting, possibilities are unquantifiable. Right? So there's a lot going on over here. So I'm coming from the space of tech. So most of what I'm going to be talking to you about today is centered around tech because I like to stay in my lane, right? But you guys don't have to, and that's the beauty about your humanities degree. So my name is Kadia Francis. You guys would have heard the introduction. But I want to tell you a little bit about my story, because when I was contacted, pick up yourself, Shadea Francis. When I was contacted by Shadea, I was like, okay, this is the first time anybody has ever asked me, how did you actually get into this space? Meaning persons are talking about tech and all that good stuff, but nobody has ever really asked me to share my story about how I came from a legal background to a tech background, and I jumped at the opportunity, especially when I realized that you guys were talking about the humanities. And I was like, excellent, excellent, because humanities degree have a lot of benefits. In fact, more benefits than a lot of other types of degrees. And we're going to get into it, right? But first, a little bit about my story. Guys, it took me 10 years to get into law school. 10 years, and it's not because I'm done. I can assure you, it's not because I'm done. It took me 10 years and 2 continents to get into law school, mostly because of financial situations and family situations. But growing up watching Law and Order and Matlock, I'm giving away my age, I was always like, you know the intro to Law and Order. I was like, yeah, that's me. I want the robe, I want the weird curly wig, I want all of it. This is happening. I love it. And because I talk a lot, and you're gonna know by the end of this that I do talk a lot. I talk a lot, and I like explaining things, and I like teaching, and I like arguing. I'm very argumentative. I am, right? It's good to know your strengths and weaknesses. And so I thought, how could I channel, what career can I channel all of that into? And law was it. So it took me 10 years. And I finally, when I came back to Jamaica in about 2008, I decided I was gonna go for it. Didn't happen in 2008. It didn't happen until 2012, guys. I finally was able to afford to get into university. I got into UE. UE was like, well, you can't do this part-time because for whatever reason, you can't do a law degree part-time at UE. Get with the times, UE, right? But that was what that was. I was like, okay, let's try UTech. And UTech said, sure, come on in, right? And I went to UTech. Guys, first year was a headache. As you guys all know, your first year can be very difficult. Going into second year, I went into second year strong, and I was like, okay, only problem I have, somebody's mic is on. The only problem I have is that I could not afford the text, because legal textbooks in Jamaica is a small fortune. You're looking at anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000 for one textbook, especially if it's a name that you cannot pronounce. If the author is a name that you cannot pronounce, it's expensive. So I was like, okay, so I can choose between paying on a fee or buy the book on a pick. And they're like, no, you pick. So I had to figure out a way to make it work. And what did I do? Google. I Christopher Columbus style Google. I discovered it. And I realized that the more I was able to learn how to research on Google, the more information I was able to find. And I realized that my teachers were cheating, because all this time I thought they were so brilliant, and they were sending me, you know, teachers send you these notes and these excerpts and stuff, and you're going, oh, they wrote this. No, they didn't. They got it offline. They repackaged it, and they were sending it to you. And we were here thinking, you're so great. No, it was Google all this time. So I realized that Google taught me law for the first 2 years of law school, because I was able to find the resources that my lecturers were using. I was like, well, we need to come class, because me I work full time and other things are going. I'm gonna really have to come up here for one hour class at some odd hours of the day for traffic, get back to work and then traffic. So I started not appearing in classes a lot, but my grades skyrocketed because I was able to find those resources on it. But not only was I able to find handouts and stuff, I was able to find excerpts from books, wink, wink, right? I borrowed these excerpts that I was able to acquire offline. I'm using legal terminology here because, you know, acquired offline. And I was able to find excerpts from books. And what I could afford in terms of digital books, like Kindle-based versions, I was able to get those. And that was how, guys, that's the basic story of how I went from an average student in year 1 of law school to an honor student by the end of the year, with a whole group of people with me. Because what I decided to do was gather my friends, because Kadia is an informer. anything Kaden knows, I have to tell people, especially where it relates to the transfer of information. I'm very big on that. I don't believe that information should be kept a secret or be kept in silos. Information for share, people for know things, so all can be great, right? That's how I am. And so I gathered my friends and we had a study group. Yes, and we were all successful. But in the midst of that, I realized I probably am not going to study law. This is probably not going to be what I do for a living, because one, there's a perception that there are too many lawyers in Jamaica. And because of that, the demand is lower than the supply. And so they want to pay $70,000 a month for your almost $3 million degree. And that was not going to happen, right? So, and as a creative person, I was looking for an outlet that would be more challenging and that would force me to be more creative and to just develop those skills. And I realized that tech was it. And that's when I made the switch in my head. Immediately after law school, I went into teaching digital literacy, and because I learned a lot. But people ask me, do you regret doing law? Absolutely not. And if I had to do it over again, I would have done it all over again, because of not necessarily what I learned in terms of the modules, but what the in-between things, the in-between the lines, the underlying things that I learned while doing that degree is what has served me and carried me all this way in my career. So I want to talk about that. Where does it relate to your humanities degrees? What are the underlying things that you are learning as a student in any one of these faculties under humanities that can really carry you into the jobs of the future? Humanities degrees, it fosters a deeper understanding of other people. And it's funny because you would think as the world becomes more technologically advanced, the more robotics become a thing, and machine learning and artificial intelligence and all them sexy words you hear Facebook talking about, the metaverse, right? Not that all of that is a possibility and it's growing exponentially. You're thinking, what is this people thing? What does people have to do with anything? Actually, it has a lot to do with everything, the underlying basis of everything tech, people. Right? And so because of your humanities degrees and what your humanities degree affords you in terms of the study of languages, history, culture, and people, you are in a prime position as a humanities student to make the transfer into the tech space. In fact, for some of you, it's not even a transfer, right? It's a direct placement within the technological field. So what is the benefits of it though, your humanities degree? Well, when we're talking about jobs of the future, we're talking about jobs that require skills that are highly cognitive based. What do I mean by highly cognitive based, or what do I mean by cognitive skills? So these are the core skills that your brain uses to think, to read, to learn, to remember things, to reason things, to pay attention to things. These are core cognitive skills. Now, these things work together with information that you are receiving, external information that you're receiving, and it moves into your knowledge bank and it reactivates every time you need to do something. So there's a lot of things going on up in your brain. Now, granted, I am not a cognitive specialist, etc. I just understand the basics of what these things are. But what I do know is that all of these things work together to make you an efficient or proficient worker, laborer, entrepreneur, whatever, right? Just in terms of human interaction in general. Now, with a humanities degree, as a humanities student, some of the underlying things that you learn are very highly cognitive based, right? So, and these are what we call soft skills. You ever gone into an interview, or you ever been in any session where persons are talking to you about how to interview, and they're talking about soft skills and how important soft skills are, and you're thinking, oh, they mean that I need to talk louder, but that's good, that's nice, but that's basic, right? We're talking about and the reasons why soft skills or cognitive skills or foundational skills, these are all interchangeable at this point. The reasons why these things are so important, in fact, in some instances, more important than technical skills, or just as important as technical skills, is because of what is going to be needed going forward in terms of how we communicate as a right? But how can cognitive skills make you marketable? And that's what we're really talking about. When we're talking about positioning our young people for jobs of the future or the future world of work, we're talking about how can we make you more visible and more marketable to future employers. Cognitive skills is what is going to do that for you. Now, according to McKinsey, McKinsey is kind of a tech-based research group where most people go for because they've established themselves as a really good resource. You guys understand about assessing resources, etc. McKinsey is a really good resource. Now, according to McKinsey and their observations, artificial intelligence, automation, machine learning, Internet of Things, all of that is changing the world of work. So, which means that machines have begun thinking for us, and not only are they thinking for us, they're operating for us. And the more we progress technologically is the more that is going to be so. You see it on TV, and it is true to a certain degree, right? However, before we start panicking, it's not going to be a situation where machines are going to overtake humans, right? Humans are smart enough to not develop that kind of technology that will then replace us. At least we hope humans are smart enough. That is yet to be seen. However, right, it doesn't mean the end of human labor or human input, but what will change is the type of input. So more brain, less brawn. And by brawn, I mean less muscle power, less physical manual labor, and more cognitive-based skills. So as we move away from the manual and physical and what we call low basic cognitive jobs, there will be an increased demand for technological, social, and emotional skill sets. You can believe that? The more robot we get is the more emotional we need to get, right? Go figure. So in other words, persons with highly cognitive skills or foundational skills will be at a distinct advantage. So you're going into a job interview, Aishiba, and you have your humanities degrees and you're empathetic and you are a good thinker, you have critical writing skills and you're a great communicator. We all know she's a great communicator, right? And you're a great communicator and you're going up for a job against somebody who dry, boring, bland, will just have the bare technical skills. That person is not, you are going to be at a far greater advantage than that person, even if that person has experience, right? So all citizens benefit from having foundational skills that will help them fulfill three broad criteria or three broad categories. And this is no matter the sector, whether it's tech or any other sector. And these are, if you can add value beyond what can be done by automated processes and systems and intelligent machines, meaning that, great, machine learning is fine, and Facebook implements machine learning across all its platforms, but there's still humans behind the scenes watching what's happening, and that's how your accounts can get blocked sometimes or suspended sometimes, right? That's how you can have customer services and help desks, etc., because there are actually people behind the scenes looking at your content, making sure that your content follow company guidelines, platform guidelines, etc. There are still people there, right? So if you can add value beyond what a machine can do, because remember, a machine is really computational. We're looking for that humanness there, and a machine at this point can't necessarily or does not necessarily have all that it takes to be able to detect that, because sometimes there are nuances in discussions and conversations, there are contexts, etc., that a machine will not be able to pick up, but a human can, right? So there is that. The other one is, if you can operate in a digital environment, guys, the government said that they're putting more Wi-Fis in public areas, and that is going to make Jamaica a digital society. Now, I'm not sure who is advising the government and what definition of digital society that they're going with, but that's not even the basic of a digital society, right? A digital society has levels to it, and it includes every citizen being digitally literate. It includes digital integration on all levels, and it also includes what I would like to consider experiential technology being put into place to solve our perennial problems. So that is what makes somewhere a digital society, and that's what makes it a digital environment. Now, if you can operate within that digital environment comfortably, then that's a skill set that you have that will make you more marketable in the future as well. And the third one is adaptability. Guys, we keep talking about, since COVID liquid our face, everything is digital transformation, digital economy, everything is digital revolution. The digital revolution, the technological revolution happened 50 years ago. We are late. We are very late, right? And so what we're experiencing now is a series of technological evolutions. Technology continues to evolve and evolve at a breakneck rate, so much so that we are being left behind at an alarming rate. But not only are we being left behind at an alarming rate, in order for us to catch up, we are going to have to spend a lot of money, probably more than what the country is worth, if I was going to be honest with you, in getting there. But if we can train our citizens to become more adaptable to technology, and if we can put the facilities and the resources in place to enable that kind of digital environment, then we can catch up a lot quicker, right? And so adaptability is important, and because adaptability not only in terms of integration, but adaptability in terms of the way we work. And I'll give you an example. COVID came, kicked us in the teeth, and everybody was scrambling. Employers were scrambling. What were they going to do? Non-essential workers, what are we going to do? We said, okay, we're going to do remote working. The minute we thought COVID done, I'm not sure why we thought COVID is done, but the minute we thought COVID done, back in about April or so of this year, all of a sudden employers is like, okay, well guys, that's nice. Back to work. You have to come back into work. And what happened? We had another spike, right? So this is what we're talking about. It's not just adaptation temporarily, but it's permanent and continuous adaptations in order to make it work, in order to create that sustainable digital environment. Because remember, we were already talking about flexi work week for years. If we had flexi work week, which is an adaptation, in place, a lot of businesses would not have suffered as much as they have suffered during COVID, because it would not have taken that, the downtime would not have been that great. And we are yet to see the economical damage of COVID, because we have not yet calculated it, because we're still living in COVID. So you can just imagine what that is going to be at the end of the day. But that's what adaptability is. So in a nutshell, we're talking about your humanities degree giving you the ability to think a particular way, to act a particular way, developing your soft skills, right? And these are a mix of emotional and social-based skills that enhances human interaction and allows you to be innovative. And in technology, innovation is the key. So let's look at some soft skills. Logic and reasoning. Oh boy. You ever hear the saying, common sense, not common? I have seen Jamaica be taken over by anti-vax sentiments all over the place. And because we have access to so much information and we're not being logical or reasonable or employing critical thinking skills in terms of how we find information, process information, and interpret information, a lot of misinformation is going around and being spread out. All we need to hear is Dr. So-and-so said. No, we have not verified Dr. So-and-so credentials. It could be a doctor of theology for all we know. All we hear is doctor, and especially with them high yellow or white or very light bright, of course, they're instantly believable, and that is causing a problem in terms of, misinformation being spread. So logic and reasoning, unfortunately, the more we get into this information age, is the less that is becoming a thing, and that's a problem. That's a serious problem. Writing and critical reading skills. Oh boy, this is another special one, guys, because the other day, Digital Jamaica put out a call for interns. And guys, I don't know what's happening in the universities, but the way young people are writing is abysmal in terms of how they convey who they are, how they talk about who they are, how they string sentences together, or they put paragraphs together. It was Special Olympics, because for a lot of it, I could not understand what they were trying to say, or it was difficult for me. And I realized that we're losing critical writing and reading skills in our universities, etc. It's becoming a problem. And I don't know if it's because universities are not necessarily focusing on writing necessarily. I know for my law degree, I had to do legal writing, and I had to do a whole other course about law and language and writing and stuff like that. So we're having a problem where that is concerned as well. In humanities, you are writing for your degree. It's very text-based, textual learning based. Then you get an opportunity to develop those skills as well. Emotional and social intelligence. If you have ever gone online and disagree with something somebody said in the comments, and then comments to tell them about their mother, them father, how much string make them up, you are exhibiting a lack of emotional and social intelligence, and it is a problem, right? Emotional intelligence talks about the way we process our emotions, how we then reflect that outwardly, and what that speaks in terms of how we relate to other persons and how we even relate to ourselves internally, right? And if we don't have a firm grasp or hold on our emotions and be able to control ourselves in particular environments, and being able to walk away from situations or handle situations in a different way, then we are exhibiting a lack of emotional and social intelligence. Unfortunately for us, it's a cultural thing. Not being emotionally intelligent or socially intelligent is cultural, and it's not just Jamaica, it's Caribbean, it's Black culture generally. We tend to not know how to work out problems, how to talk things out, how to reason things out. We tend to always go from 0 to savage level 1000 in like less than a minute, right? Computational thinking. Now, you guys have heard about STEM, etc. But when we're talking about computational thinking, what we're talking about is your ability to kind of map things out in a technical kind of way, similar to how computers do it. Now, mind you, it was a person who wrote the code for the computer to be able to do that. And that person had to have some level of computational thinking to be able to create something like that. So computational thinking takes you from a linear way of thinking and allows you to think from different perspectives, different angles, to come at a problem from backwards, sideways, upward, forwards, in many different ways, to see if you can find some kind of solution to solve a problem and that kind of thing. So that is what computational thinking is. And it's very technical based, it's very mathematical based. But it's also necessary, especially if we're looking at technology and moving into that space. Creative thinking. And you're thinking tech and creativity, where we don't usually make that connection between tech and creativity, but binary codes are creative. Now imagine a person who can sit down and write ones and zeros and turn it into what you see when you log on to Instagram, or turn it into what you see when you turn on your TV. Those are codes. Somebody would have had to sit down and write those codes. And when they're sitting down and writing those codes, they're going to have to think, okay, what do I want them to see on this end? And how do I want it to look to them on that end? And then they have to create an entire code around that. That's creative thinking. And creative thinking and technology goes hand in hand. Again, the metaverse. We are literally moving into a world where we're going to become real life Sims characters, right? Creative thinking. Empathy. Why is empathy so important? You're on the road, something happens. What is the first thing you do? And you record it. And then you take it and you put it on social media. Imagine somebody in a state of grief. Something tragic just happened. Something sad just happened. And the first thing you think to do is this, to record it, because you want to be the first. You are the roving reporter. And you want to first TVJ and TVN and put it out there on the news or put it out there in social media so you can build clout off of someone else's suffering. That's a lack of empathy. And as persons who are studying the humanities, who study culture and people, you're supposed to be, at least theoretically, you're supposed to be more empathetic to the human condition and what can happen when persons are experiencing certain things, etc. Right? So empathy is a benefit. Innovative thinking, because critical thinking and reasoning faculties are heightened, you are now more innovative in the way you're thinking about things. Now, if you ever hear Jamaicans say, Tonya and make fashion, this is what they are talking about. How do we, and you will find this a lot, if you should leave here in Jamaica and go elsewhere and say you're going into another educational institution, or you have a certain amount of experience in a particular kind of job here and you're moving overseas, you're going to find that in many areas, you're a little bit more advanced than other people. And I'm talking about nurses, teachers, doctors, because nobody can afford them and make fashion more than these people, right? Imagine you're a doctor in an emergency unit and your defibrillator not working, and you have to stitch up things and use chicken wire and hook it up and use a toothpick and juke it there so to make it work. We have developed as a people the ability to take things that were never meant for us and turn it into something that benefits us, whether it's a piece of technology or a piece of machinery or a piece of software. We become very, very good at this. And that is what innovative thinking is, right? Tonya and make fashion, or what I said, necessity is the mother of invention. We are very good at this because as a people who has always had less, we have turned that less into more. And we can even go back to our ancestral days where I think pig trotters and pigtail and these kind of the food, our food, where do you think it comes from? It comes from the scraps that the slaves used to get and they turned it into something delicious. It's ingrained in our DNA to be innovative and creative in what we do. And now we can monetize that and we can benefit from something that at first was meant to break us, but has actually made us more marketable, right? Effective communication. This is the cause for a lot of relationship breakdown, whether it's romantic relationships, whether it's familial relationships, or whether it's friendships. Your inability to communicate is what may be causing you to not progress. And people think once I am smart, once I am intelligent academically, and once I'm able to present myself a certain way, then I don't need to be able to communicate effectively. Wrong. Nobody cares how you look, Suzanne. You can be cute as a button. If you cannot communicate, then nobody's interested, right? And because communication is going to be exceptionally important, especially now, because if you look at platforms like social media, podcasting platforms, YouTube, all of these different platforms, what are the main drivers of this type of platform? It's communication. It's different forms of communication, and technology is changing media and the way we communicate with each other across these platforms, right? So communication, effective communication is important. Ideation and conceptualizing ideas. It is one thing to have a ton of ideas. It's another thing to be able to conceptualize that idea. So you're taking it from just idea and you're building a plan around, okay, so this is what this can look like in the real world. These are examples of what it can look like. This is how it will function. This is the operation process behind it. That ability to kind of order things and conceptualize and turn that conceptualization into an actual product is a distinct advantage for persons, because that's the foundations of technology, right? Being able to conceptualize. There's so many things that are out now that you can actually buy, and it's absolutely ridiculous because you're thinking, who came up with this? Who thought about this in them sleep and come up with this? And now you're able to go on Amazon and buy it for $9.99, right? And lastly, but certainly not least, is that you become more multimodal, right? Somebody said, I know so many people when I discovered Mayor. We're right there, Mayor. So you become more multimodal as well, right? So because you now have a wider knowledge base, because in humanities, even though you're focusing on one field of study, they tend to incorporate other fields of study in humanities. So you have a broader knowledge base. And because you have a broader knowledge base, you can do what we call multimodal thinking. Again, it's being able to think not just in the context of this is my area, this is my knowledge base, but across several knowledge bases to come to create the concept, to create the idea, and then to be able to execute that. So multimodal thinking is also important. If you think of a platform again, like a social media platform, let's say Instagram. You can upload images, you can upload photos, you can use stories, you can add captions, you can add hashtags. There are so many different levels. The process to just make that platform work involves so many different levels, and somebody had to build that architecture. That's multimodal thinking, right? Any questions so far, guys, in terms of what I'm saying about soft skills? Which one of these soft skills do you guys I'm going to go to the chat. Which one of these soft skills do you guys have? So logical reason, so raise your hand. Logical reasoning. Who in here can say that they're a logical, reasonable thinking person? Not all the time. So when I got raise my hand and with it. Put in the chat, guys. Do the raise hand, not the raise hand feature, the emoji. Me. So Shanala Brown says she's a logical and reasonable thinker. All right, all right. Jokes on you, because people that who think they're logical and reasonable are not necessarily the most logical and reasonable people. But all right, Shanala, all right, all right. So who here is a good writer? Who has the writing ability down pat, that can serenade and can finesse you with some writing? Tiana says, Tiana, Danielle, Shamar, all right. Okay, define good. Okay. What is good writing is subjective though, isn't it, Danielle? And the good thing about digital is that it's your audience who decides if your writing is good or if it's not good, right? So based on what people tell you, say you can write, are you right? Well, can you put your thoughts down on paper in a way where it's easily communicable to other people and they can understand what you're feeling? Think about the best book you've ever read and how that made you feel like you were connected to the story. You were right there with the author, because if you forget punching in the face, how could he leave you for your sister? That kind of writing, right? All right. So who in here is a creative thinker? Who in here would say that they're creative? So Radhika, Sherry, okay, so they're, okay. Somebody says, me, definitely. Oh, there is a Susan in here? Oh no. Susan, I wasn't talking about you. All right then. Who in here would say that they're innovative in terms of their thinking? So you have a project, right? And you're part of a group project, and you have to put something together, and it's not a skit, because there's, every time there's a group project, which in Jamaican schools, it has to be a skit every single time without fail. It has to be a skit, right? Who are the skit people? Who are the skit people here who always have to do a skit for group work? That was me. All right, so okay, so multimodal thinking. How many of you are not just focusing on your specific area, but you're looking at all other areas that could be correlated to your areas to expand your way of thinking? Yes, Danielle say yes. That's her. Shanala Aladdin. Shannon can get rich and switch fast because she have all of them. Right? Yes. Period. Okay. So guys, those are some of the cognitive skills that, and if you don't have these skills right now, you can learn to work on it, because technology is so bomb that there's several different programs and software and apps that you can go to develop those cognitive skills. And actually social media, if done correctly, can also help you develop those cognitive skills, because again, you're going to have to communicate with other people, right? And especially if you're in your special groups or your interest groups or your professional groups that you want to share, because, you know, I look at the full person in the groups, you have to see something to make it smart, right? Which means you have to go research a thing, and if somebody drop a word and you don't understand a word, you have to go look for it and then act like you didn't know how the words say. Guys, there's no shame in that. That's what I do, and I'm not afraid to tell people, say, the word above my pay grade, so I'm going to look feet and come back, and then we can respond. Yeah. So what are my 5 key skills that I picked up during my law degree that has carried me right throughout my career in tech? Adaptability. Number 1, adaptability. I had to adapt from a legal mindset, because everything was therefore, what are some other legal terminologies? Hereinafter, I was like Miss Jargon Queen, right? I knew all the legal jargons, and in every letter, hereinafter, therefore, yeah, that was me. All right. Self-learning. I taught myself how to develop computers, edit podcasts, graphic design, every single thing you see on the Digital Jamaica platform, whether it's a podcast, the blog, the social media, I created it. And I had to learn, because me couldn't afford 200 to pay someone to, right? Resourcefulness, being able to go online and find the resources that you're going to need to carry out the task that you need to carry out to be as efficient and consistent as you can be, is a skill. Perceptivity, being able to look around you and seeing what's happened and interpret that and make sense of it, is perceptivity. And I think that's something that I've developed over time. And finally, being able to do research, which ties back to my resourcefulness. Guys, I only have 5 minutes and I really want to do a Q&A. But I was sent a list of the different faculties, and I created some jobs that you guys could consider in the tech space. So I'm going to just throw 2 of them, and then Q&A, you can use the raise hand feature and we can chat. Okay, so journalists, where are the journalists in here? Who here is studying journalism? So if you are a journalist, here are some other jobs you could consider. You could be a multimedia specialist. Think about Kalila Reynolds, who made almost $30 million this year from our YouTube channel. Multimedia specialist, you can be a copywriter. Copywriting is important. What do we mean by copywriting? Have you guys ever gone on our website and seen the text on the website? That is a special art form. That's a technical skill that you have to be able to communicate an information about a brand or a business on the web. So that's what we call copywriting. Public relations, tech journalism. Tech journalists make a lot of money. And technical writer, as a technical writer, you can make up to $72,000 US annually. All right, where are my archaeologists and my history majors? You can be an archaeological technician, and this person assists in various field work, but you have to be able to do archaeological surveys. You have to be able to use digital data. You have to be able to use digital data capture and recording devices on smart devices like iPads. You have to be familiar with GPS and GIS programs. You can make up to $60,000 a year. For my historians, you can make up to $60,000 a year being a cultural resources technician. Now, a lot of these titles did not exist before, right? You can be a digital photographer. Well, some of the skills involved is digital photography, electronic data collection, GIS mapping, and technical writing. Where are my educators? You can become software testers. Yes, you with additional certification, you can get a job testing software before they come to market. You can be a computer support analyst, help desk technician, instructors, curriculum instructional design, which can make you up to $70,000 US dollars annually. You can become a training and development specialist. You're looking at over 100,000 US dollars annually. Where are my linguists? If you're a linguist, you can go into forensic linguistics, and these are people who perform language analysis on like things like emergency calls, suicide letters, and they deal with threat communication and social media communication during legal proceedings. So if you guys remember the case, what was that case of that young guy who was killed because he had on the hoodie? I forgot what the name of it, and the guy got away. That case involved a Jamaican-born linguist who was very involved in that case because Trayvon Martin, yes, the conversation Trayvon Martin was having with his friend on the phone, a linguist had to come in and explain to the jury because they were using what we call AAV, which is African-American vernacular. And he had to come in and explain what this thing means, what that thing, blah, 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 blah. Now, that's a job where you can make between 40 to 100,000 US dollars a month. You can be an information architect. That's anywhere between 85 to 100 US a month. An information architect focuses on organizing and structuring information on a website or on an app, right? And this is a sub-discipline of being a user experience designer. You can be a computational linguist with additional certifications. And usually you work with software engineers to develop languages for software and computer programs. Again, you're looking at up to $100,000. You can be a localization specialist, and that is where you're adapting a product, and you're working in a marketing space where you're working with marketers to adapt a product to a culture, especially as a tied to a language, for better proliferation within that market. All right. So these are just some of the jobs you can do. Now, how do you find out what kind of jobs correspond to what you're studying? The first thing I would say is to niche, right? Go on digital job boards. Go on Google Jobs, set up your Google alert so you can find new jobs and look at what the salaries are and what the job role entails and what the qualifications are, and start streamlining your learning within that area. And the last thing is, where do you learn more about your niche? Join interest-based and professional groups, learn, but most importantly, add value to those communities. Guys, I am out of time. I hope I could get an extra 5 minutes for some Q&A. Hopefully, Shadi, I beg you 5 minutes. Guys, any questions? I want to be able to answer your question before I go. Any question? Could you repeat the last one, please? So the last job, Candice, localization specialist. The localization specialist is localization is the process of adapting a product to a local market. So say, for instance, when Sotheby's was coming into Jamaica, any company that is coming into a space, they can't just run in. Remember what Digicel had to do? Digicel never just run in, right? Digicel kind of took software, and what did Digicel do? Digicel adapted itself to resemble our culture. So you start seeing red, yellow, and green, and you started hearing the language change and more about the same thing with Pepsi. Pepsi came in and I am a Jamaican, and in the commercials it was what was the song? Mash up to this. That song, they started using reggae songs in their commercials. They started using popular Jamaican DJs, etc. Right? So that is what we call localization in marketing, and it is really looking at the culture, looking at the cultural space, looking at the experiences of the people, looking at the language of the people, and then adapting your brand to that, so that brand can do well in that space. And multinational brands do this a lot, so they're always looking for experts within that space. Guys, any other question? Is it possible to get a list of the jobs you recommended? So that, yes, this entire thing, I made sure I wrote it out because I wanted to give it to you guys as a handout. So I'm going to give it to Shadea and ask Shadea to share with you guys. One more thing before I go, guys, on November 18th and 19th, we are having our first annual youth summit. Our wonderful host is Miss Aishiba Cornwall. Yes, She's going to be our host for day one. Guys, it's going to be a series of panel discussion talking about the future of work and how digitization affects employment, but it's specifically geared towards young people like yourselves. We're going to be telling you how to position yourselves, how to prepare yourself, what are some things you can study, where you can go get training. And then on day 2, workshops, public relations, communications, social media, monetization, resume writing. All those workshops are going to take place on day 2, and we'll space them out. So if you go every single one of the workshops, then you can go all 6 workshops because we space them out that way. So guys, please go and register. If I'm allowed, I can drop the registration link in the chat so you guys can go and check it out and register and make sure that you squeeze every last drop out of it, because you're going to have an opportunity to ask questions, get answers, etc. So guys, that's the link. Oh, I sent it to Shadia. Shadia, can you send it to the group? Guys, any other questions before I go real quick? I don't want to take up too much time. Any other questions, guys, quickly? No further questions.
Kadia, are you able to hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, awesome. So if it is that we don't have any questions coming in now, is there any way that we can reach you?
Yes. Oh my God, you see, I should have been prompting me. Oh my God. So you guys can find me over on Digital Jamaica on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Digital Jamaica. You can find me over there. I'm always sharing a ton of information. You are going to be overwhelmed by information over there. So guys, go and check out the Digital Jamaica platform. We have an internship program, guys, paid internships over at Dare.Jamaica. It's an initiative of Digital Jamaica. We have 25 paid internship positions for 4th year university students, recent graduates, and young professionals. Go and check out what those internships are. And we have 2 permanent job placements for a senior developer and a UI UX developer with some experience. Go and check that out as well, okay? So that's dare.jamaica and digital.jamaica. Follow us on both platforms. We're always putting out job notices and internships and just a ton of information. As soon as I leave here, I'm going to do a post on 7 ways you can land remote jobs as a university student. I'm going to be putting out a post about that because Aishiba was our host for that as well, right? Aishiba, the Working Abroad, right? We're finally publishing the replays from our Working Abroad pop-up talk, and it was amazing. So you guys can go and check that out as well. Aishiba, can you drop the one for Digital Jamaica as well? Thank you guys so much. I enjoyed being here, and please invite me back next time.
Thank you so much for that. That was Miss Kadia Francis. Look here, Delisa. Which part Delisa? Delisa is here with me.
Over here soaking everything because I was just so amazed by what she presented. I could sit here for another hour and listen. Honestly, I wasn't ready for that to end. Oh my God, Aishiba, I can see why you speak about her with such high regard. Beautifully done, girl. Beautifully.
Definitely loved it. And I have my notebook here taking notes, and I really implore you to do the same. So, at this time, we're going to invite Miss Savannah McDonald, who is actually the past HUMED EAC, to do the vote of thanks for Kadia. Miss McDonald, are you here with us?
Hey, yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. So sorry I can't turn on my camera right now, but on behalf of the Faculty of Humanities and Education Guild Committee, it gives me immense pleasure to extend gratitude to Miss Kadia Francis, who has just educated us on how to thrive in the digital world. We really appreciate the gems shared related to being adaptable, emotionally intelligent, digitally literate, and being a tech creative. We're also thankful for you enlightening us on how the humanities is the perfect space to transition to the tech world using our soft and cognitive skills as well as multimodal thinking. We're extremely grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed talking to you guys because on the endless stuff I want to learn. So thank you guys so much.
My God. Thank you so very much. And thank you, Savannah, for doing that lovely vote of thanks for us. I mean, that was just the appetizer, guys, for what will be an amazing evening. And so, Aishiba, what time is it?
Look here, I think everybody should know what time it is, because it is not, and I will repeat again, people, it is not a humanities and education event without some nice buzzy giveaways.
Them to know. Them to know. All right.
It is a giveaway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have to give it to them now, right about now. Let's get it quick and going.
So we'll have credit giveaway. And we
Mhm.
also have a cocktail giveaway and a bracelet giveaway. Now, the credit giveaway will be quick fingers. Now, we know send up on text and I can't type fast, the whole works. We know how this works. So for the credit giveaway, Aishiba and myself will be calling out the numbers. We know it works. Unfortunately, right now, we will only be giving digital credit right now. Okay, so people don't feel left out. Soon for the time to shine, all right? But right now we'll be doing credit giveaways for those who have a digital SIM. And we're also going to do 2 other giveaways, but that will come with questions. Right. So we're going to do the credit giveaway first, Aishiba. And also previously, for those who participated in the Spin the Wheel giveaway, please remember to reach out to either Shadea or Ariana with your contact information so that your gifts may be given to you. Also, there is a clause that if you want your gift, and you're going to get your gift, so you're going to have to make some effort to get your gift, and they will make some arrangement for the gift to be picked up in the Kingston area. So I'm sure that you will speak more to Shadea and Ariana about this. But Aishiba, ready to go?
We're ready. So this is a digital credit. So all the digital users, take out your phone right now. I'm going to give you a little hint. Just type in the *121 from now, because the numbers are coming in quick. All right. I'm giving you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. We're going to start now. 5352126032874.
Wait.
I feel like that did really quick.
I feel like quick, man.
I feel like that was really quick. But out of curiosity, did anybody get that at all? Quick, it's quick fingers in them.
Man, we need to know. All right. Brittany. Yes.
Look here. As she said, quick fingers.
Hello. So OMBS lucky as Brittany again. Congratulations, Brittany, on your credit. So now we're moving over. I'm gonna try to talk fast. Aishiba just blazed that a while ago. Let me see if I can do it. So yes, *121. Ready? Come on, man. Credits. Everybody need credits. So the numbers are 557717767019.
Boy, not even me could get that one there.
What a quick
Did
finger.
anybody get that one?
Where are the quick finger people? Speedy here. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit slow.
Did Brittany get it again? Brittany?
No, Brittany. Brittany didn't get it again. Brittany?
She said, I'm so sorry.
Brittany. Brittany.
Brittany, you see any friend where you have in here, you see if you're a real friend, you better go send one of your friend them, some of them credit there. At 2 times, Brittany said to link her people.
I'm not mad at her. As she named quick fingers. Brittany, I am not mad at you. Congratulations, Brittany. Congratulations on your credit. No, we would also like to just welcome all of those who have joined just now. I'm seeing some speakers rolling in. I just get excited for all of us. I'm seeing the speakers rolling in, and so we just welcome you to What Can I Do with My Humanities Degree? The vibes are going from evening, and we know so the vibes are going to continue. So Aishiba, right over to the other giveaways. Take it off.
Well, what we'll do for now, we really want to welcome the speakers and so on. So what we're gonna do is just leave the giveaways on until the next session. So when we come out of breakout room and sing, we'll deal with that. So everybody can take a break, learn to something, and come back and ready again. So we are definitely getting all excited for that session that everybody is here for in Adelisa. Everybody is here for it, and we can't wait to see what will come of these sessions. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel so good.
I feel really good, and so we're just taking
feeling irie.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Jesus!
Fangirl moment. That was a fangirl moment. My bad.
I'm such a fan. All right, Aishiba, we're ready.
Can't wait any longer. All right, let's go.
Cannot wait any longer, ma'am.
So definitely welcoming all our guests. Now it's going to be an amazing session, guys. So we are going to have you go into the rooms. Production team, you can let me know. I see everybody in the chat saying Julie.
Julie Mango
is in the house, people. We're welcoming all the amazing guest speakers to the event. Now we're getting into that time of the evening. We're ready. We're ready a long time.
All right, guys. So get yourselves together as we go in our breakout rooms. Remember, we're going to have fun and we're going to learn too, because that is what this forum is all about.
All right, it's amazing. So the production team will be on that end, moving everybody to the breakout room. So guys, make sure you take out a book, make sure you take out a pen, listen, learn, and try to understand what these guest speakers are saying, because it's going to be amazing.
I agree, Aishiba. I truly agree. So the tech team is getting ready.
All right.
And soon you will be placed in your breakout room. So stay put.
While you're getting placed in your room, guys, you can let us know what you enjoy so far about the sessions. While we get you placed, our production team is dealing with that right now. And remember, upon entering the room, please mute your mics so that we can just have a nice event and no distraction, so we can really sit down and learn. All right. So while you're being placed in the rooms, you can let us know, what you learned from the event so far, or what you're looking forward to in the sessions to come.
Yes, Aishiba, of course. And in the meantime, also, guys, remember that this event has been sponsored by so many great sponsors. We are grateful for you. Thank you for making this event possible. So once again, pick up the sponsors. Remember the hashtag for Twitter. I hope over Twitter trend right now with a hashtag. If you never get it before, again, it is hashtag WCIDWMHD 2021. That is what can I do with my humanities degree 2021. So all the Twitter people, remember, we need this for trend, right? No.
And ensure that you're not taking enough videos, taking enough picture. You can go in front on the screen and do a little selfie like this and post it. Tag Humanities on Instagram, and you can also tag us on Twitter. Tag with everywhere you know go, okay? Everywhere you are on social media. Let everybody know that you are here, you are learning, and you're enjoying this amazing event.
While on tag with, remember to follow it also, all right? We're one. Blue Nation, we need the support. So
all
remember,
the time, every time.
On all our socials. Yes, engage yourselves with the blue support. All right.
All right, so we're getting down to it. All right, everybody. So you should be seeing the breakout screens on the breakout rooms on your screen right now. And you can really go into the room that you'd like to go into. So it is supposed to be at the bottom of the screen. You're supposed to see breakout rooms, and you can go into the room that you'd like to go into. Delisa, you're able to see it at the bottom of your screen?
Yes, I'm seeing it. I am seeing it.
All right, awesome. So I'm able to see it as well, guys. So just do that now so that we can, get back on track and just learn all we're supposed to be learning, so that we can have a really fruitful event for today. All right?
Yes. And we'll be looking forward to hearing back from you guys on how your session went. So we meet back here soon, but for now, I'm gonna go and go learn something. That's our desire right now.
Hi.
All right, hello guys. Thank you so much for being here. We're just going to continue on to our session, onto our, really innovative and